he instilled everything, he created it because he wanted to do good to the world and he wanted to share his goodness, right? So everything that's created is now singing his praises, whether we hear it or not. A dog, a bird, a tree is happy, it's alive. We don't hear it.
And if I could
Please.
just add a little to that, apropos of what you're saying, there was recently a show on Channel 13 where they actually showed that with the harmony of the planets and of the universe, there actually is a harmonious sound equivalent.
I think
Yeah,
that was
that's-
in First Encounters of the... Close Encounters of the Third
Okay, so let's go to, we don't have that much more time, because Rabbi Sitron would want to start about 9 o'clock. So we got to hop. Okay, we're on top of page 283. Who wants us, Rabbi Nachman is going to give another proof to what he just said. Who wants to keep going? Avi? Who wants to say? Who wants to say?
Yeah,
Okay.
what is that, up on the top?
Yeah, 283.
Okay, and this is the concept of the first blossoms have appeared in the land. The time of Zamir singing has arrived. In other words, the first blossoms grow in the land as a result of their particular Zemir. and
Tune,
melody,
right.
tune. As mentioned above, it follows that through the song and melody which the shepherd knows, he instills the grasses with energy and there is pasture for the animals.
Right, like they said earlier.
The melody is also beneficial for the shepherd himself, because the shepherd is constantly in the company of animals.
Okay, now stop. This is a new concept. I want you to just, maybe we'll go back a second. Rabbi Nachman is now going to explain how there's also a lot of negative energy in the music also. So there's a lot of self-destructive stuff. Yes, there's a lot of self-destructive energy in the music also. Because everything has to be a mix of good and bad in the world. And when Adam and Eve,
How could you decipher it?
he's going to explain it.
Oh,
He's going to explain it.
Just turn on the radio, you'll find
Right, okay.
Are the shepherds channeling the music?
Yes. Yes, the shepherd is picking up the energy, the spiritual energy from the grass that's being eaten by the animal. He's picking up both that energy. All right?
Okay.
Okay, now Rabbi Nachman is going to explain what can happen, God forbid, if it flips to the negative side.
Because the shepherd is
No, the melody is always beneficial.
The melody is also beneficial for the shepherd himself.
Okay,
Because the shepherd is constantly in the company of animals, it could happen that they draw and drag him down from the category of human spirit to animal spirit.
stop. Okay, so a few years ago when the Lubavitch Rebbe was alive, he came out with don't give unkosher stuffed animals to children. Because they will pick up the energy, they'll start, you give a child a tiger, rah, he starts growling and he runs over to a sibling and hits him with rah, rah. Give him a lamb, he's not going to be so aggressive. So the Rebbe said, be very careful with the energy.
And dogs?
The dog? Yeah, the dog's
There is you have to look at the whole Rebbe spoke about it in English, it's very interesting.
Oh, yeah. What's interesting,
Now a poodle, if you have a French poodle, start speaking French. I don't know. You know.
what's interesting is that I have a whole collection of Beanie Babies.
Right.
And I think they talk to me.
Right. Okay. As long as you don't answer back, like they say. Yes. Yes, you wanted to say something?
Souls.
I was not permitted to give my niece Miss Piggy.
Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
Okay. So. Right.
The shepherd might end up grazing himself.
Stop. Okay. What does that mean? He's going to explain what that means.
As in, they went to pasture their father's flock,
Which means.
which Rashi explains as they went to pasture themselves.
Okay. Footnote 18. Okay. Now watch what this means. You want? Okay. Read the footnote.
Scripture relates that Yosef's brothers went to pasture their father's flock. The Midrash teaches that the brothers actually went to eat, drink, and indulge, pasture themselves, apparently so as to rid themselves of any misgivings about what they were about to do to Yosef.
We're going to get drunk. They're going to get, lose their minds a little bit. Yeah, here he comes.
Having taught that as a consequence of the shepherd's constant closeness to his animals, his spirit is in jeopardy of being dragged down to their level, Rabbi Nachman brings Yosef's brothers as proof. In the context of our lesson, this is the meaning of the brothers grazing themselves. They succumbed to animalistic behavior, became jealous of Yosef, and plotted to kill him. before selling him into slavery. But by singing his melody, the shepherd elevates his spirit to the higher, more refined human level, as the Rebbe explains next.
I mean, so okay, so I want to take the next one, and then I'm gonna, but through the melody, right?
Do you have someone?
Yeah, you say it again.
Okay.
Keep going.
But through the melody, he is saved from this. For melody is the refinement of the spirit.
Stop. The melody is the refinement of spirit. Who in this room doesn't listen to music and just get some peace in their life, right? That's music is the number one seller in the world because it goes to the neshama, right? Everybody's at peace with music, whatever music it is, right? So I'm not explaining. Okay, so music, melody is the refinement of the spirit. Jewish, non-Jewish, anything, human beings, they love music, right? The universal language, besides money. Okay.
Separating human spirit from animal spirit, as in who knows that it is the spirit of the human being which ascends on high, and the spirit of the animal which descends below.
Okay, so Richie says earlier that you have this horrible, horrible music, heavy metal music, right?
Rap.
Rap.
It's very negative.
It can be. There's some positive stuff, but Rabbi Nachum is explaining there that all this negative music is coming from the animal level in the source of music.
It was created by animals.
Right. Now the animal level, if it's misused,
Yes.
this is Kabbalah.
I dispute that, and I don't agree with that.
What is it?
Very angry.
What is it that you dispute?
To say that animals have a negative.
No.
energy
He's
and have
saying that
negative-
it's misused. It's misused. When it's used correctly, the energy, the shepherd gets the energy from the animal, he uses it for good thing.
But it's saying, it said very clearly that
From
the
where?
negative energy is animal, and that the animals go below.
No, he
and
says,
human spirit goes
he
above.
says it could happen that everything in the world is dual. Everything.
Okay.
Only God is
Is
one.
there such a thing? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Is there such a thing as a negative animal?
No,
That's what I'm saying.
no,
No, when a human acts like an animal.
no, but he's saying,
Oh, so when you
no.
say that, it could
No.
be a negative thing.
I love
Rabbi
animals,
Nachman,
I get that.
no,
That's what I'm
he
saying.
didn't say that.
When
Rabbi
you say
Nachman
it
is
acts like an
saying,
animal, you're putting down the animal.
I know.
But-
I
that's
don't
what
say
Rabbi Nachman is saying. I want to just clear it up. Rabbi Nachman is saying that everything in the world has a duality, right? Good and bad, light and darkness. You can't help it. Everything is dual. Only God is one.
If you look ahead to note 20,
Yes,
he makes the point that an animal is not accountable, whereas in the way we are. So an animal acting naturally, that's natural for it, it's fine. But for us to act, we have to consider, in other words, we can't act in the same spontaneous way always as an animal can act. It's not accountable. We have to be accountable. So it's not saying an animal is negative for doing what it does.
I said it. Maybe I said it the
Yeah, they
wrong
do
way.
things
Yes,
very
they have.
spontaneously.
I said it the wrong way.
No, animals.
That's why we're going to say
They
animal.
do very-
Right.
They also
He
can be
says
very
clearly
loving.
that
Right, but we have this capacity, they don't have to do it, so we can't act
I said
exactly
it the
like
wrong
they
way.
do.
Right.
I'm in
They
training.
have a soul, they don't.
Oh, you said it the wrong way.
I said it the wrong way.
Oh, okay.
He says that the person is degrading himself. He's becoming lower than a human. That's all he's saying. That he's tapping into the negativity of indulgence and selfishness. That's all he said. And that's he says it plainly. You can read it. If you can take these home, these are all yours. You can keep it. We're just trying to cram it into another 15 minutes. Okay, so 1 second.
So,
Yes.
I'm at 20?
Yeah. No, we're at. That's a good question. Where are we?
Yes, yeah.
20. Okay, hold on a
Okay.
second.
This is the,
We went up to 20, I was looking ahead,
Right.
so in response to that.
okay. This is the essence of melody gathered. Do you want me to
Okay,
read-
so
do you want
on-
me to read- do you want me to read the
No, we don't have time for the footnote. You can read it home. Let's go on the bottom of page 283, footnote 20. This is the essence of melody.
Right.
Anybody else wants to say? Anyone wants to speak? Okay, keep going.
Okay.
I can't pay you, but you're doing a great job.
I'm doing it. Commenting on this verse in Ecclesiastes,
No, what- Yeah, okay. This is the
Rashi
essence.
explains that we're at, am I doing it wrong? Reading the
You want to read the footnote? Okay, we read the
Oh,
footnote.
I'm sorry, okay. Rashi explains that whereas the human spirit ascends on high to be judged for its deeds, an animal never has to account for its actions. Kohelet says, who knows or understands that he must not behave like an animal which pays no attention to the way it
Because it has
acts.
no free choice. It's just pre-programmed. That's all.
In the context of our lesson, Rabbi Nachman shows that this knowledge and understanding through which one distinguishes between human spirit and animal spirit allude to the song and melody which the shepherd knows.
Okay, let's go back to the main body. This is the essence of melody. I'll say a little bit. This is the essence, unless you want to say something, Yechiel. You want to pick up?
No, I just wanted to comment, but I think it's pretty much.
We need it in a nutshell because we've got to stop
The
in
difference
10
between
minutes.
not to bring down the animal to a lower level, but the human being has a higher responsibility to act beyond the nature that is preset. The human being has almost a responsibility to see himself as having responsibilities with regard to higher things, with regard to Hashem, and with regard to animals.
We have an
Actually, I'd like to pick up on the just a quick thing. I once heard that someone came to the Rebbe, very good Jew, was telling everything he did, he kept mitzvahs, did everything, and he said he was unfulfilled. He didn't feel good.
Yeah.
The Rebbe says, well, of course, why should you expect that if you behave like a behemoth, what's going on? So the Rebbe explained what he said. He meant like, you were raised in a good family, you were taught all these things, you're doing everything right, but you expect to be fulfilled, you have to go beyond. Even though you're doing everything and fulfilling all the mitzvahs, you have to go beyond because you're not a behemoth. You're doing what you were up to do. You got to go beyond that. It's a word for animal.
I know, he kept it quiet, she didn't know.
Okay, just so we're clear that this Torah never said that the animal is bad.
No, definitely not.
I have to
Definitely.
be very clear. And I'm sorry if I misinterpreted it. Okay, so now Rabbi Nachman is explaining the essence of melody. Who else wants to say? Yechiel, you want to say? This is page 283 in the last sentence. This is the essence of melody.
On
283.
Okay.
You went ahead, huh?
The last line in Hebrew, huh?
No, in English. Do it slow.
So in other words, in number 20,
Right
Yeah,
after
that's
20,
right
yeah.
after. This is the essence of melody.
No, right here. This is the essence.
or the main text.
Rabbi Nachman is now explain.
This is the essence of melody, gathering and selecting the good ruach, as explained